I just want to apprise about our Department of Biotechnology, whose pass out is Dr. Vasudhara, which is the speaker of today.
Hi everyone.
So, are you able to view this screen? I'm sharing a screen.
Yes, you are visible. Yes, your screen is visible.
So, Department of Biotechnology was established in year 2005, and our department offers undergrad program in biotechnology, that is BSc in biotechnology. Its curriculum includes diverse range of courses like biochemistry, microbiology, immunology, molecular biology, animal and plant tissue culture. So strengths of the department are state-of-art labs, which provide conducive environment for the student growth. There is in-depth practical exposure to the students through extended practicals and projects apart from the main curriculum, which make them understand the concepts better, that is learning by doing. So third highlight of the department is training of our students at research institutes like CSR IJIB Delhi, CSR IHBT Palampur, and various industries like dairy industry like Verka, which give them exposure to newer technologies and that prepare them for the needs of the job market. So even in the times of COVID, our students attended online training, like one was titled as Basic Program in Bioinformatics, which was organized by Orbit Biotech, Mohali. So this has been the strength. And also we are taking our students to various educational tours and trips to various industries and research stations for their varied exposure. So another highlight, which is very important, our students have been placed with reputable institutions. So our proud alumni include Dr. Aditi Gupta, which is she's working as a research scientist at Primas Biotech, and also Dr. Vasudhara. She is PhD from CSIR MTech and currently placed at as a drug safety associate at Perexcel International, Mohali. And 2019-20 pass out, Ms. Jasmine Parmar. She is currently working as an associate content developer at Byju's. Our department also regularly organizes expert talks with the eminent scientists and various workshops that widens the horizons of students' minds. So I also want to like to mention our Dean Life Sciences, Ms. Sadhna Tandon, is also present there to grace the occasion. And we are also thankful to the principal ma'am, Dr. Professor Atima Sharma Devedi, for providing the right kind of infrastructure and conducive environment for the growth of students, so that department can fulfill all the diverse needs of the students so that they can progress into different careers. So now I would like to welcome Dr. Vasudhara Gupta, Drug Safety Associate at Perexcel International Limited, Mohali, for sharing her journey and inspiring young students. So before she starts with her talk, I just want to mention she is PhD from CSR MTech Chandigarh and Masters in Biotechnology from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, and bachelor's in biotech from our college, and she passed out from here in 2010, and she has numerous publications to her credit and awarded with CSR National Eligibility Test Fellowship. So it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you, ma'am, here for sharing your journey and thoughts here with the students. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Gurpreet. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Sadhna ma'am, for giving me this opportunity where I can share my journey, which started from PMV and where it has landed today. So similarly, the way this college has inspired me to achieve what I wanted to. So in the similar way, I would like to inspire all the students who are studying here right now, who will be passing out gradually or have just got admission in the college. So congratulations to all the students. You have you are right now studying in a very good college. Don't worry about your future. Everything's going to be great. This place gives great opportunity to almost everyone. You just have to be hardworking, smart working, and have some perseverance. So my name is Vasudhara, and I would like to share my story with you all. Let me start sharing my screen. So I would just, yeah. First of all, sorry for the light. the the light is not quite good here. Okay, so my talk will basically today it will revolve around the science. What, because we are in the Department of Biotechnology, or what we call as life sciences here. So I'll talk what are we doing in science and what are we going to do in science, because what is happening now, it is we are in a situation of a global pandemic. So whatever our life today is revolving, it's revolving all around the science. So that is why I've kept my introduction slide as celebration of science. Secondly, I have mentioned my email ID here at the end of the slide, so that in any case, any student have want to be in touch with me, can please contact me on this email ID. I'm always readily available on at this email ID, or you can search my name on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. I'm also available there. So I'm always ready to help any of the students. Okay. So first I would like to share my few memories in the college. So I hope the department looks the same, but we used to be a huge class of, I don't know, around 35 students. And then this was the mess, hostel mess, and then the graduation. So it was a great journey to be in this college. Obviously, it's initially it is all difficult to
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, 6, 9.
somebody. So it is always difficult to adjust in college, but you just, people used to say us that you will always remember this college, and now I understand that statement. So I would also like to give the same statement to the students, that this experience you will always remember in your life. So my academic profile, as ma'am has already said, after graduating from Kanya Mahavidyalaya, I went for MSc Biotechnology from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. So this was the college where the faculty always encouraged us that if you want to study further, just go for the best thing you can do. Never settle for the less. So this was the approach given by the college to us. So that's why I got the admission in the best university, and then I cleared CSIR NET exam, and then I started doing my PhD. I got enrolled in the same year in August 2012 in the CSIR MTech. I was in the MTCC department, as you all must be knowing, microbial type culture collection. So I was in that department with Dr. Anil, and then I graduated my PhD in February 2018. So while PhD, I was working on, obviously because I was in MTCC, so I was working with a bacterial microorganism, and the topic of my degree was screening and characterization of antimicrobial peptides from the bacteria which were isolated from the marine habitats. So we were working on the different marine habitats of India. Then I joined Parixil in March 2018 as drug safety associate. So earlier they used to call this position as pharmacovigilance scientist, or PV scientist as we call that. So now they have changed it to drug safety associate, and till now I'm working there only. So because we are in the Department of Biotechnology, we must knowing this, or we must know this also. In the Republic Day parade this year, so as we see that there are different tableaus which are displayed in the Republic Day parade. So this year, Department of Biotechnology also prepared a tableau which is shown in this picture, and it was shown in the parade as well. So this tableau showed what is the contribution of biotechnology towards our country. This was never a topic of discussion in this country. That what are the sciences, what is happening in the sciences, or what are we doing in the sciences. So this was the first time Department of Biotechnology. So they have shown here the vaccine development that the sciences in the India, the Department of Biotechnology is working towards the production of the vaccine or the research of the vaccine. So this tableau was awarded the best tableau this year, the Department of Biotechnology. So this is also a motive, or it could be an encouragement for us that what we are doing or what we are studying right now, we are not even doing a job, but what we are studying right now is worth doing. It's not just something like which is of no value to us. So this situation, this pandemic teaches us that how much value does our department or our study is having right now. So the major points of discussion here are what are the careers in biotechnology. If we think that, okay, we have done the graduation, we have done the post-graduation, and now what else? So I'll be putting up a good time on this slide so to discuss with you all. So as you can see, let's go step by step. If we go step by step, the first one is the quality assurance. There are many pharmaceutical companies. For example, the first and the second point, quality assurance and quality control. There are many pharmaceutical companies which are offering these jobs. So depending upon where you are working, in the which scale of the company you are working in a local Indian company or the multinational company. So all the companies which are in the production. So these 2 points, quality assurance and the quality control, they go into the production of the companies. So because there are many multinational companies which are not producing in India, they're just selling in India. So if you are working in the production department, you can join in the quality assurance and the quality control work. So this work, what majorly involves, first is when the batches of where the fermenters are working and the batches of the pharma products are producing. So that is a 24-hour job. So you have to work in the shift-wise way. That is not usually recommended for the girls, but if you are interested, you can always do it. And you can have the experience or insight of how the pharma products are produced and how the fermenters work and everything. In the quality control part, what you do is you go to the laboratory, because all the products which are prepared in any of the factory or the company, they go to the laboratory for quality testing. So there are the basic microbiology tests which are performed in the labs to check the quality of the product. So this is the second part. Then third is the clinical research part. So what does clinical research mean? Clinical research is whenever, for example, nowadays, because it is very easily understandable because the situation nowadays is happening. So whenever we are trying to make a new drug for any of the disease, for example, now scientists are trying to make a new drug for COVID. So whenever that drug is in the clinical phase, when it is in the testing, first it is done in the animals and then it goes to the humans. So in the clinical research, you can work in the companies which are working in the clinical research. So you can collate the data that how many people have taken this drug, what are the side effects of these drugs. So you can work either in the scientific staff or in the data collection staff. Then is then fourth is the pharmacovigilance. So for pharmacovigilance is what I'm doing right now in the Parexel. That is called as a clinical research organization, that is CRO. It is a CRO company and which works in the clinical research also and in the pharmacovigilance also. So in the Chandigarh office and in the Mohali office, they are working for pharmacovigilance. Then fifth is what I call as clinical data management, which I earlier told you. Sixth is an option of always doing a PhD, because if you feel that you have the caliber of research and you want to give your more inputs, you have a caliber that you want to think about something and you want to explore some topic which interests you, you can always go for PhD. Then is the scientific writing. So what is scientific writing? So there, I'll name one company for you. There is a company which is called as Cactus, CACTUS. So this hires the people for scientific writing. So they give the content to the writer and they, how do I explain? Okay, so they give some content to the person who they have employed, and then they tell them to check the content. It is obviously scientific content only, for any grammatical mistakes or how it can be written in a better way. So that is a very good option nowadays, especially because the Cactus is offering work from home option nowadays. Then is a market research, or you call as a market professional. These are the usually, you know, about all these companies which are making the biotechnological lab use products. So these products can be used, which are how they're going to sell them in the laboratories, or like for example, I worked in CSR Imtech. So whatever things we require in the lab, so these are the market people, they come and sell them to us. Then there are many people who are pursuing MBA even after MSc Biotechnology or after BSc Biotechnology. So what does MBA? There is a course, I don't know if it is still there, but at that time, at my time, it was a course for MBA Biotechnology. So basically, they are teaching you everything which you are studying in MSc. All the science part you're also studying there. Along with that, you're studying about what is happening in the market and how it is related to the business. Then it does next point, CSR net is directly related to the PhD. So if you clear CSR net, it's better and it's easy to get enrolled in PhD in any part of the country. Then after CSR net, you can easily, if you clear it, or if you don't clear net or you clear the CSR LS part, you can easily go for lecturer jobs and anywhere in the country, lecturership. And then there is one more option that you can work as a junior research fellow or senior research fellow in any of the projects where any of the professors have the grant, and you can work there as a research fellow. But that is, you go there, you do the research, you feel that if you have the aptitude for the research and you can do it, then you can definitely pursue next step, which is the PhD. And if you feel that you don't have research for aptitude, then you can, but you should give yourself a chance to see that if you have the research aptitude or not. You should not think that, okay, this will not be me, I will not be able to do it. This should not be your attitude. Okay. This will stay here on my screen. So I had written there pharmacovigilance. So this is what I am doing right now. What is pharmacovigilance? See, this is a drug. Okay, so this is a magnifying glass. So this is what this magnifying glass is doing. It is focusing on the drug, and then pharmacovigilance decides that which drug, which has been made new and the clinical studies have been performed on that drug or is still going on. The pharmacovigilance decide that which drug will go into the trash and which drug will be used in the treatment of the patients. So this is a crux of, this is the crux of what pharmacovigilance do. So how do we do it? So pharmacovigilance, what does it do? It is a drug safety phenomena, you can say. So it works for the drug safety, which is in relation, it is causing the safety of the patient. So drug safety is equal to the safety of the patients. If a drug is safe, a patient is safe. So what does pharmacovigilance do? So they are pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies, they want all the data that wherever our drug is going, what side effects it is causing. Just like nowadays, they are capturing or they are collecting all the side effects which are being caused by the vaccine. So those side effects in the scientific language or in the pharmacovigilance, which in a short, we call it as PV. So that PV, in that PV language, we call that side effects as adverse events. So any adverse events which are caused by the drug are captured in the pharmacovigilance. So what we do in this, there are main 5 steps. What is first, we capture the data, we enter the data, then is narrative writing, then case processing, then medical review and literature. So literature is, we see the many articles from the doctors where they have published that these are the adverse events which have been reported by this drug. So one is the adverse event reporting from the drug which can be taken as oral, which can be applied on the skin. It can be any paste, any ointment, it can be any injection. you name any kind of drug. So that goes for the in the part 1. Part 2 is the adverse events from the device. What are the devices? Devices are catheters. They can also cause adverse events. Then insulin injections, they can cause adverse events. So these are the devices, device related adverse events. Then this is the one part. Another part of the pharmacovigilance is what? You all must have seen all the drugs or the tubes which we get. Inside the packet of the drug, there is a document which explains everything about that drug, that what is this drug, how to take it, what kind of adverse, if anybody has ever read it, just superficially also. So that document is called as the labeling document of the drug. That labeling document has all the information which has been captured by the drug safety or the pharmacovigilance. So whatever we have captured till date, what we have, that this drug causes nausea, itching, rash, sore throat, sneezing, whatever. That document has all the information. So the next question is, what is the need for the document? Need for the document is for the company as well as the patient. If a person is sensitive to something, so he or she can have a look at this document and see if it is suitable for that patient. Secondly, does the document get updated? So the answer is yes, the document gets updated at regular intervals. Who does it? The people who are working in the pharmacovigilance. So how do they do it? Firstly, drugs come into the market at the various steps. Initially, it is in the clinical stage. So in the clinical stage, every 6 months, the data is captured and we see how many adverse events have been reported. And then we prepare the, as it is written, aggregate report. So all the adverse events for the 6 months are collected. And then the drug is in the market. And after the drug is in the market, after clinical research and the drug is in the market, after every 2 years, this report is made. And based on this report, this labeling document is shared and updated. So this is what is the main, this is the main core of what we do at Parexel. So I don't think it is any difficult work in doing. You just need a basic understanding of the science and how it works. So I would here just encourage everyone that this is also a field, a good field where all of you can have a good career. So this was just a crux of what we do at Parexel. So next is what, when we think about the science career, there are many myths, and opposite to that, there are opposite facts to that, at what happens in the science career, how difficult is it to get into the science career. See, the first myth I believe is that people think that there are very few options in the science career. It is not, because as we have already discussed in the previous slide, there are a lot of options in the science career. You can go anywhere, industry, academia, anything. There are many pharmaceutical companies which are, earlier there were very few, but now there are n number of companies which are in the Noida, Gurgaon and Baddi side also. Second myth is that these are the less paying jobs. See, initially, because directly go from the academia, so once we gain some experience, and it depends, and it is not constant for all, it depends from person to person. If you're working in private, it definitely depends from person to person, how well you are equipped working in the lab, how good you are in performing all the experiments and all, and it is not constant for all. Third, we believe that the scientific, the people who are working in the field of the science, they have a very slow growth, or because it's an academic field, so we study for long years, and then we go for the job part late, and so there is a slow growth. So which is not that. If you are well qualified, so it's not necessarily that you have to start from the low pay scale. If you're well qualified, you will be given a good pay scale. And third, the last I believe is that we feel that this scientific jobs are they are offering very long working hours. So except if we are in the research or we are doing PhD or we are in any research lab, they definitely require you for long working hours because that involves setting up of the experiments and everything. So if we exclude that, rest other jobs are like any other jobs. If you are working in the quality control of any of the company, it doesn't require you for the long working hours. Just accept the research part. So I will exclude the research part from here. The facts are that the biotechnology or life sciences, we call it, is a very diverse field. As we have discussed, you will work in the n number of options there. Nowadays, the companies are offering both office and home-based jobs. So this is an advantage which has been added nowadays. So as I told you about the Parexel. So Parexel earlier used to recruit only M-Pharm and BDS or MDS people because they used to think that because these people already have a knowledge about drugs or adverse events or the terminology which is used in the office software. But this is not the case. So they are recruiting MSCs also, not by any life sciences MSCs. They are also recruiting, and it is a computer-based job. So you can work both from home and office. So it is an added advantage nowadays. So I would just like to conclude my talk here, and I would just take a moment to thank everyone in the college. I don't know, the faculty which used to be there when we were there, or all in all, it is not only the one thing which makes you a person which you are today. It was the whole experience, the hostel mess, and the college main gate. When you are in the college and you want to go out, and when you go out, you miss the place and you want to come back to the college. So it is the experience of the college. Only this college can give you. It is not just academics. It is a personal. The college and the warden, I still remember, it was not only academics. They used to give us personal advice, academic advice, always encouraging us not to waste the time. Life is too short, and just keep going and working hard. They always wanted that the best for their students. So if you are coming here only for the graduation, they want you that you go to the best university in India. So they don't settle for the less. And if you are working, studying your masters as well, then they push you to go to some, to join some job and don't waste your time. So I would definitely like to have any question if any student want to ask me. If they have any doubt, I'm always here to answer. Please. Because I know when we were in the college, we used to have so many questions that which university we should go, what should we do, and these kinds of things definitely pop up in your mind. So if any student want to ask anything, please do let me know.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask that if we do MBA in biotechnology, then can we go to fields like pharmacovigilance, quality assurance?
Yeah, that. If you will do MBA, you will, then there will be different aspects of quality control. Yes, you can definitely do. And if you are doing, for MSCs now, you're in the universities. I tell you one thing. In the universities, there are usually no placements for MSCs because MSc is a very academic degree. What MBA offers you is a professional degree, and Biotechnology rarely goes into PhD on the research, but most of the MSc students, they think that, okay, let's go to the research and try if we can, we can do it or not. If you can go MBA, then also the job prospects remain the same. There is syllabus, or it has nothing more different. It teaches you all life sciences along with some company exposure also.
Ma'am, MSc is good or MBA?
Syllabus wise, there is no major difference. But if you want to go into research, then please join MSc.
Okay.
If you directly want to go into the job, then you can go for MBA. Okay.
So Aparna has a question. Aparna, can you ask?
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, my question from you is, can we move further for jobs after doing a bachelor's in biotechnology?
Bachelor's, after bachelor's, see, you can join anywhere you, but like I tell you, laboratory work, like when we were in BSc Biotechnology, we had practice the laboratory work. College that there were many students who didn't have any laboratory exposure when we joined MS. But Kanya Mahavidyalaya is not like that. So we know how to use the pipettes and we know how to use the basic microbiology techniques. So you can join after BSc, but there are very few companies which are accepting of only graduation. That's one thing I would like to tell you, that simple graduation, they will offer you very, very less. So it's better you do the post graduation, because post graduation will give you exposure to the more techniques and and more how you do the work. Because if you are going to go in a company and where you are going to do the laboratory work, so you must be well trained and it will give you broader knowledge about it also. It's better that you go for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well,
Is there any other question? So any student want to ask something?
I think final year students must be more curious because they're going to enter a new phase now. So if any student would like to share that, what are they planning to join, universities or what colleges, so that would be great.
So any final year student wants to say something? So what they're planning ahead?
Is that for the formal talk, guys, we can.
Ma'am, is MSc Biotechnology is best to choose, or we can choose in any?
Okay, so you can do MSc in any life sciences stream, but in case you are planning to go for CSIR NET exam, then doing MSc Biotechnology is the best, because all the syllabus which is going to be covered in the CSIR NET exam, you will be studying all that in MSc Biotechnology. But if you go for MSc Biotechnology in some specific field, for example, if you go for, there is one MSc in Guru Nanak Dev University, which is MSc in fermentation and microbiology, something like that. So if you go for that department, then it will be very difficult for you to prepare for the CSIR NET exam, because they will be teaching you very narrow subjects, all revolving around the microbiology, fermentation, etc. And then preparing for the biotechnology will be a CSIR NET exam will be a headache for you. And for all the life sciences department, there is one exam only, which is CSIR NET, and the syllabus remains the same. So better to study that MSc only, which will help you in that. Otherwise, if you want to go in the industry, then you can have any MSc. That kind of clarity should be in your mind. That what.
And thank you so much.
Welcome.
So I think there are no more queries. So thank you, ma'am, for your talk, for sharing the beautiful memories of KMV to inspire the students. And you clearly mentioned never settle for the less to the students. So I would ask Mrs. Navgeet to share a vote of thanks along with Sadhna, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am. I'm Navgeet, working here as Assistant Professor in the Department of Biotechnology. And I'm here to present vote of thanks on behalf of Department of Life Sciences. Ma'am, your talk was very interesting and it was very informative for the students. And more on, students have got a very clear-cut information about that how to pursue for their, like they want to go for the masters or they want to go for the for the research. So it was, students have got a very clear-cut information about it. And ma'am, we are very much thankful to you for making out time for our students and for us also. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I would like to add, hello. Hanji, thank you, Dr. Vasudhara, for your inspirational talk and for highlighting the scope of biotechnology very precisely. Thanks for sparing your time and enlighten our students. You know, it's really a proud moment for us when we see our students so well placed in the reputed institutions. So very nice to see you and all the best for your future. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your encouraging words.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the time. So thank you, students, also for your time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Okay.